to, you know, peace.
So let me open up to a couple of questions out there, and I promise James the first question.
58.
Hold and steady, James. One of your questions.
Okay, give me a second.
Our cameraman has a question, ladies and gentlemen. James, thank you, by the way, for your help.
No problem.
Put the camera on yourself.
No.
No. Auto-directed.
Sorry. Okay, I got one. What tips will you give a young actor that's just starting?
More tips for young actors.
Yeah.
It's one of the most frequent questions I'm asked, and I always find myself taking a deep breath before I answer it, and I try and look the person in the eye or read the group as well as I can before offering any suggestions, because it's important to get it right, that the answer to that question, but you also just want to say something that's going to stick with people. It's going to last. You know, you have here in this room, you guys have so much of an advantage. I'm not sure if you realize it, but just the fact that you're sitting here talking to a professional actor, that you have classes, that you can study, that you can put stuff on its feet. You know, there's so many people who don't have that. So many actors come up and say, well, what's your recommendation? And you just want to say, you know, find a community college. Find some place where you have the space to work. Find some place where you can get feedback on what you're doing. You know, you have that. You have that now. So just, you know, for the rest of your lives, you may not believe me right now, or maybe you do, and I don't know, but for the rest of your lives, you will look back on this moment, this experience, your community college experience, and it'll be one of the most important moments of your entire life, I promise you. So
no pressure on me though, but thanks.
A little pressure. So what I would just say is, for you guys, so instead of it being a general question, having it be specific to you here in this setting, I would just say, fight for it. Fight for these moments. Read, listen, study, practice, care. Care about what you're doing. Make the absolute most out of this experience. The value of it, hopefully, is in the doing of itself, and you'll know it as it's happening. But I promise you that the dividends that get returned from treating this experience, and this class, he's really done a great thing. He's really done. You've all done a great thing developing a program together. And you know, you obviously all have strong opinions and good ideas, and so you know, I would say that two things are important for people like you in this space. By the way, there's nothing better about Ivy League kids studying these plays than you. There's nothing better than community theater people. There's nothing better about those on Broadway. People on Broadway have a lot of money behind the productions, but that's it. The ideas are the ideas. The dialogue is the dialogue. When you're on that stage and it's your moment, it's your moment. It's your moment. As a father, I have 3 daughters, and you watch them have to wait and take their turn. It's an interesting idea. Take your turn. Take your turn. This civilization isn't ready for people to take their turn. We still have to fight wars and do awful things all around the planet to each other and fail to live up to our potential. But the idea works when you let it. And you all have and will have many opportunities to take your turn. So take it. Take your turn. Invest it with all that is you. That's it. That's all. That's the best you can hope for. And then, you know, going forward, don't worry about your careers beyond right now. That is a waste of time and actually counterproductive. It will actually hurt your future career for you to spend time thinking about your future career. Think about what you're doing in the moment. These moments are vital. Pay attention to them. Enjoy them. And then you'll realize when you're at a Broadway audition or you're talking to somebody, anywhere you go on planet Earth, and they start talking about any of the plays that they're working on, you have the same knowledge they do. And your interpretation of it may be even more interesting than theirs. You got it sitting in a community college seat as opposed to whatever other seat, but it's yours and you own it. And you'd be surprised just how impressed people are by the strength and power of students who come out of the community college system. eventually, because a lot more people are going to community colleges than the other colleges, so eventually everyone will realize that is a, that the expectation is a lot higher than you might realize. Some people think, oh, well, you have lowered expectations because you went to community college. It's just the opposite.
Got time for one more question? One more question.
Yeah.
How have you balanced your acting career and schoolwork and life itself? Like, how are you able to do that?
It's been pretty hard. There's a great Rudyard Kipling poem called If, and it ends with, if you can, something like get 60 seconds worth of, 60 seconds out of every minute worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. I go for 62 seconds out of every minute. And I try so hard, and there's so much stuff I love. There's more to do than can ever be done. And so it really does create an awful lot of problems. The key is, there's a few things that occur to me. One is, live your life with integrity. Try. If you tell somebody you're going to do something, do it. That idea alone, all of a sudden, affects your calendar, like, right away. Your calendar's set. Or you have to realize that sometimes you have to say no to people. Boy, does it hurt to say no to people. Because if somebody's doing it, the odds are there's something meaningful in it. And I'm hardwired to figure out what's the value in what somebody's doing. So to then say like, I can't do that, or I don't want to do that, is painful to me, and it's frustrating to them. Hurtful to them sometimes. But you have to have priorities. Where there's a will, there's a way, most of the time. And what I noticed is that I can be super pushy, like New Jersey pushy. But if I link it with hope, with humility, it's an interesting thing to think you should be able to be first in line and feel like that's what's really in everybody's best interest. But one thing I've learned about this world is that if people can help you, if they can physically or mentally help you, they want to. It's good for them to help you. So I find myself seeking out mentors everywhere I go, being addicted to friendships with really smart people, really interesting people. And I know that when I have projects, I've done a lot of GoFundMe projects and that kind of stuff, sometimes people say no, sometimes people aren't interested, but pretty often, if people can help you a little bit, they will. So when it comes to finding that balance, my dad's advice to me was, do what you really want to do. And I'm like, I want to do everything. How do I choose? And he just, where's that? Where's the place inside of you that says, this is the thing I really want to do? Eric Stoltz said it great to me at one point. I said, well, how do you choose? You got this offer and that offer. He said, well, I just see what's available at the moment and figure out what I really want to do. You should respect your family. You should respect the institutions you've chosen to become a part of, the responsibilities that come along with that. But you can't live your life in servitude of others all the time. Every now and then, there's only so much, food at the trough, and you gotta pick your moment to fight for it. So there may be something you want to do that your parents don't like, or your teachers don't like, or you're a little worried about, but something inside you says, I gotta try this thing. Do it. And when you fail, own your failure. And when you succeed, be generous to others who doubted you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Periscope people, I'm done. We'll see you again. Thank you so much. Oh, there it is. Okay.